As a fan of comedy, especially in the stand-up form, as well as a lover of science, I can't help but feel the need to point out the importance of fact-checking in comedy. There is a pretty famous joke that helps to illustrate my point. It goes something like this.
When aeroplanes crash into the sea and they say we're searching for the black box and they always find it, it's in fucking mint condition, and you've got to say, why don't they make aeroplanes out of the same fucking stuff?
A lot of you probably realize that that is not possible for a few reasons, not least of which the fact that it makes the plane too heavy to fly. The common rejoinder to this is, but it's a joke. And I fully get that in order to be creative, it can sometimes be helpful to be a little loose with the facts. But it can also lead to global misinformation. Case in point, the story of the woman who famously sued McDonald's for spilling a cup of coffee on her lap.
It seems she was holding a cup between her legs while driving.
Now she claims she broke her nose on the sneeze guard at the Sizzler, bending over looking at the chickpeas.
You get me one coffee drinker on that jury, you gonna walk out of there a rich man.
Plasma getting bigger, Jesus getting smaller, spill a cup of coffee, make $1 million.
This mistelling and trivialization of the facts in comedy circles has been well documented by Adam Ruins Everything and others.
Now, Stella openly admitted that the spill was her mistake, but the results were horrifying. She had third-degree burns on her legs and genitals.
The Daily Show used to have a bumper that said, "More people get their news from The Daily Show with Jon Stewart than probably should," which is clever, but also funny because it's kind of true. I mean, as far as news comedy shows go, it's probably one of the most accurate, maybe even more accurate than some actual quote-unquote news channels, but it still stands that it is imperative that if you have a large platform that you take into consideration what it is you're saying. Here's an example of someone blowing out candles in a seemingly odd manner, but when you find out the actual context was he had a cold, but we pick and choose what we want for comedy's sake, and that's fine, I guess, but also kind of disingenuous sometimes. I'm not suggesting an oppressive regime in order to limit speech, just a conscientious awareness of what it is we're saying. Stephen Colbert himself has said that his role is to be not a news anchor, but to lighten the edge of serious events.
I never want to break a story to the audience because I don't have no illusions of that I do news. Some people say they get their news from late night shows, and I think that's a bad idea because we don't actually say that much and we don't provide proper context, really. We're there to do the jokes. I'll come out and I'll tell the audience what happened so that when I actually do jokes about it, they aren't reacting to the shock of the news, but my processing the news as they're processing that same event that they just learned.
Don't forget to like your text from your mom and subscribe to A Salad. Have a nice day.